Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's House. Today we have the great honor of talking to Cheetah Chrome of the legendary Dead Boys, the guitar player from the architect of punk movement, the Dead Boys, back in 1976. They're from Cleveland, Ohio, and they moved to New York City, and they were the toast of the town, striking up a residence at CBGB, and you know who their manager was, right?
No, I don't, Dennis.
Hilly Crystal,
Hilly
the manager
Crystal.
of CBGB's.
I have issues with Hilly. I'm sorry.
On my right here is Dave, who's sitting in today for the interview. So, of course, the Dead Boys are a seminal band, like I said, the architects of punk rock. You actually happened to see them back in the day.
About 6 times, yeah.
Nice. And you even got some drumsticks out of the deal?
Yes, I have a pair from Johnny Blitz.
Nice.
Wherever he's at. I think
Yeah.
Toronto, Canada now.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna talk about all this stuff, and my favorite Dead Boy song is "Ain't It Fun." I love that song. What's yours?
Caught with the meat in your mouth.
Whoa, can't go wrong with that. So now we're not going to waste any more time because Cheetah is waiting patiently on the phone here. So we're going to have a little conversation with him, talk about everything Dead Boys and what he's up to now, what he's been up to the whole last 40 years or so. And then we'll play some songs and we'll come back. Hey, welcome live from Dennis's house. On the phone with us today, we have the legendary Cheetah Chrome, guitar player of the architects of punk rock, the Dead Boys. Welcome, Cheetah.
How you doing there, man?
Good. Now, do you want me to call you Cheetah? You want me to call you by your other name?
Cheetah's the name. The other one is only for like weddings and funerals and shit.
So now you're actually having problems. Facebook is giving you grief about using that name, aren't they?
Well, I haven't even tried lately. I know at the end of last year I was trying to get it done. It was getting quite frustrating, and Facebook wasn't answering at all. Except for like auto robot emails. And then finally, I guess they changed the rule. And I went in and tried one time, and they said, "Oh, you've changed your name too many times." I said, "So I'm not going to deal with this now." I just kind of put it off. I just kind of forgot about it. I'll get to it one of these days. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, you don't want to fight that battle, huh? Yeah.
Life is too short, you know?
Yeah. So, all right. So now you are a great guitar player, one of the best of that era, I would say. You have a great sound, all of that stuff. So I'm wondering who influenced you as a kid growing up, wanted to play the guitar, listening to them.
Well, obviously, the first thing was the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and things like that. I mean, the whole British invasion got me where I wanted to, play.
Right.
Of course, I was only about 9, 8 or 9. I got my first guitars then, and I dashed around and messed around on it. But I didn't really know how to, play until I was probably about, 11, 12, 13, someplace in there. But, back then it was, the 60s, so it was, everything was out there. I mean, I started off trying to play lead with Steppenwolf, and I moved down to Rolling Stones, and I got into Alice Cooper, the Stooges, shit like that,
Okay.
But technically I've been influenced by just about every guitar player, but mostly those guys, yeah. Al Clemens from the Sensational Alan Harvey band, big influence, James Williamson, of course, Ron Ashton, both guys in the MC5.
Yeah. And then you got to play with Wayne Kramer later on, right?
Yeah, I got to play with Wayne a couple times. Yeah,
that must have been cool.
And I played with Ron Scott from the Stooges, and I played with James. So I played with all the Stooges, I guess.
Yeah. Right. So now, like I said, Dead Boys, they were the architects of punk. You guys came from Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm interested to know, what was like the music scene like before you guys formed the Dead Boys, say 1975 in Cleveland? What was the music scene like there?
Oh, it was pretty much like Long Island. I mean, it was a bunch of cover bands. The thing that was really weird was like Cleveland had really good radio. And we had really good concert scene. Like, everybody came to Cleveland,
Right.
But then the bands in Cleveland, I mean, they were basically no original bands. I mean, if there were, they left town. There's like the Raspberries, probably about it. James Gang, they left, So when Rock from the Tombs first formed, we were not, the usual suspects for Cleveland scene. People we played, and people just stand there like their jaws hanging open. They didn't know what the first gig, there was like silence for about, 30 seconds after first.
So then I guess you figured, all right, we better get out of here. And the likely place was New York City. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read something that Joey Ramone told you to come to New York City. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. We had actually done a, pilgrimage up to Ann Arbor to see about, working with John Sinclair or anything up there. But it ended up just being a big drunken orgy with Lister Bangs, me and Peter and people. When we got back, it was Steve had been up to New York, and he was kind of looking into going there. And by that time, the first Ramones album came out, so we went down to see them at the Tomorrow Club in Youngstown, and that was, we got to meet them and hung out with them that night. They followed us back to our hotel and stuff. And Steve and Joey stayed in touch, and he suggested we come up and, do a gig in New York. We were like, well, we don't want to drive clear up to this audition and do that. So Joey went and spoke to Hildy, kind of lied, said, we were a great band. He'd seen us. We warmed up for him, and we could get in there without an audition. So, we went up there, and actually now we got paid, because it made $27 driving to New York. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So now,
definitely owed Joey for the first gig.
So then, did you guys ever go back to Cleveland, or right after that first gig, you just stayed on?
Oh no, we went back to Cleveland. We went back and forth for about 6 months. Before, it wasn't until like summer '77 that I moved to New York. I decided to stay up there. I wasn't going home all the time, and then. We go back to, those guys would always go back to Ohio. And a couple of them never actually moved to New York.
Oh, really?
I mean, Jimmy and Johnny both pretty much, went back to Ohio whenever we were working.
The one thing I wanted to know, the Dead Boys, they only did 2 studio albums, so this must have been a flurry, like a whirlwind. You guys put these 2 albums out, and then that was that. You got back together and things like that, but you had a long solo career after that. So what was your favorite time in your musical career? Was it like back in Cleveland, just when you're hitting in New York, or later on? What did you enjoy most?
I really enjoyed when we were first together, except that it was, it was pretty much doomed from the start. We kind of knew it. But the musically, I think probably the first reunion in '87 was really good. That was a really good, tour. We played good, and we had a good time. So my favorite period in music for me personally, it's probably been the most recent stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I've been touring and playing a lot, and writing new material and stuff. And right now, it's probably the happiest I've been.
Yeah, so definitely I'm going to get to that in a second. We're going to talk about your solo album, what you're doing now, your tour that you're currently on and stuff. So, but I want to go back to, CBGBs now at this point. So I watched the movie, as did a lot of people, and a lot of people, condemned it, but I actually thought it was rather good if you, take it for, kind of what it was meant to be. That I believe it was not supposed to be Gone with the Wind. It was supposed to be, like a comic book kind of movie. So what did you think of the movie?
Oh, exactly my thoughts too. I thought their heart was in the right place. I thought it was funny. It was just like Punk Magazine, kept coming to life. It was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't supposed to be a dirty documentary, and it wasn't supposed to be Titanic or anything like that. It was just a goofy movie about CBGB, by Hilly.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Now, what did you think about the guy who portrayed you?
Oh, he did great. I thought he was perfect.
Yeah.
definitely had me down. I mean, it's funny that we had that.
Did he
I
like
did
study you
14.
in person or just watching tapes or stuff?
Yeah, well, no, he learned. He said he just did it from watching videos and stuff. But I watched him do his first scene with speaking. He sounded just like me, and I was like, oh my god, you know. But he was really good, and I mean, he had my walk down here, everything. So he did a great job.
And you actually even had a cameo in it, right? You played a cab driver.
Yeah. Yep.
Was that your only acting role, or have you done more acting?
That was it.
Yeah. Well, you were good, I gotta
I
say.
haven't got the acting bug. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it anymore.
So now there's some questions that, you know, whether they took artistic license or it actually happened in the movie. Like, I'm very curious. Like the one scene where you the woman asked if your hair was really red and you showed her.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that really happened.
That was awesome. And then the same thing with the whipped cream scene with Stiv was on stage singing and some girl.
That really happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what
the
about?
one thing in the movie that didn't happen really? Because everything else was pretty accurate. The only thing was with the truck.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you that.
First off, I didn't drive back then. I didn't have a license or anything like that. I mean, I'd driven cars, but I wasn't get much good at it. I was dangerous. And so none of the Dead Boys would have ever gotten into a truck with me driving it. You know, that was first off big inaccuracy. And then the wreck didn't ever actually happen. The wreck actually happened to the Stooges.
Oh yeah.
They kind of made a composite of that. So the Stooges were the first ones. I mean, they got in a wreck. And the other thing was when I first met Justin that was playing Stiv. He wanted me to kind of pick up my brain, ask me some things. I said, well, so for one thing, you know, Stiv never would have been seen without sunglasses. He got a pair of sunglasses. He's like, oh, no, he's allowed to get some, you know. And I was like, well, you know, how many scenes? He's like, is we going to have the movie already without the sunglasses? He wanted to go back and reshoot scenes. I was like, you know, Stiv never took those off unless he was on stage or, you know, asleep.
Yeah, so that was a fascinating time. It was the most exciting time in music, I believe. And did they portray Hilly accurately as well? Was he really kind of like that?
Oh, yeah. He was kind of like that. I mean, he wasn't as scripted. I mean, he had more of a sense of humor, and he was, he was a regular guy. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
An old biker from, from New Jersey, you know. He had a good time. He had a good time. We remained friends until he died.
So now, of course, I want to talk about the famous stabbing that happened. Johnny Blitz was stabbed in New York City. I think he was stabbed 17 times. And
no, like 4 or 5 times. I mean,
really? Yeah, because I've been reading about this.
Time, so.
And it's exaggerated all that he got 17 times, and that when he went to the hospital, there was a Jewish doctor working on him. They saw a swastika, and he refused to work. Did any of that happen?
No.
So can you tell us what actually happened then? Yeah,
him and Michael Sticka were coming out of deli stop. There's just a restaurant down there about 2nd Avenue, 5th Street. And them and their girlfriends are getting ready to cross the street, and some car kind of swerved at them, like Elias Newton, the Burroughs. And the girls yelled, like, fuck you, asshole, or something like that. Anyway, the car jammed on the brakes, and like 4 guys jumped out. And they had baseball bats and shit. So Michael and Johnny ended up, scrapping with him. Johnny's a little badass, so... I don't know what happened with that, but somehow Johnny took off his belt, hit in the face with it or something like that, and then they were running, and Johnny was running to get away. He said, told Michael they were outnumbered badly. One of the guys hit Johnny in the head with a bat, and he went down. And Johnny had pulled out his knife, and they pulled out his knife, and then they hit his knife and stabbed him a couple times.
Wow.
So they said they would cut off his balls and all that, but they cut him on the leg and they cut him on his chest. the doctor that allegedly was Jewish, by the way. I met him later. He was from the John Belushi's. And he told me, when he got to the hospital, he was pretty much gone. They had to massage his heart and do all kinds of shit to get him back. When they got him back.
Wow, that's something. Well, thank God he's okay. So and then
Yeah, it was.
right after that, like you're saying, John Belushi, you guys did a benefit for him at CBGB's, and John Belushi actually sat in on drums, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that night.
Well, there was it was chaos. The whole thing was just every band in town every night, and it was packed every night and hard to move around. But it was very nice. I mean, it was a real spirited community. Everybody coming in and helping out, pitching in for Johnny. And John wanted to come down and do something, and I knew he played the drums. I said, "Well, man, you play the drums. We'll play one for Sonic." He said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." So. He was a blues drummer. He played slow blues stuff, but he wanted to try it, so he did it. And he did a pretty damn good job of keeping up. In the middle, when it slows down and gets quiet, he was just beating the little drums for everything he was worth, and he hopeless in keeping it up, but it was funny.
Wow, I've never seen a clip of that. Is there clips of that night? I've seen some clips, but not John Belushi.
Yeah, there is one of John Belushi around.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I saw a clip.
Look at Divine, and the Dead Boys, and John Belushi, the Dead Boys.
Oh, all right, I gotta check that out. Yeah, because I saw at one point you're on the stage yelling at some guy who said something about Johnny Blitz or something. You remember that? Yeah, it was like I just saw that clip. It was that some guy yelled "F for Johnny Blitz," and then they threw him out, and then you came out on stage saying that jerk is still out there. If he tries to get in, let's kill him or something like that.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I remember at the very end thanking Johnny for making it all possible. Right?
Yeah. See? Lives forever on the internet. So, so now I understand you're living in Nashville now. How did you make that move?
Well, I was down there recording, and it's like the place when I decided to stay. Then I ended up getting married, having a house, and all that. But I'm not even in Nashville anymore. Actually, I'm in Austin, Texas.
Oh, you're living in Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. So
I moved to Austin. And they like it here too. More rock and roll here than any place.
Wow. So what do you like Austin better than Nashville? Are they both music towns, right?
Yeah, well, there's some things going on. I'm going through a divorce and things like that, so Nashville's kind of bad.
Yeah.
So, I'm down here and keeps me away from trouble.
So now, are you still involved in the Plowboy Records?
Not right now. I'm not. I'm in touch with them. We're all friends, but no, I'm more right now concentrating on gigs and recording.
Okay. Because
out there doing it. I mean, 3 years behind the desk, and it was kind of like, I don't know.
Now, that your first, I believe it was your first and your last solo album. That was, I have to say, it was an incredible album. I love that album, and it was very weird circumstances though. That half of it was like produced in '96 with Hilly and Genya Raven, right, and the other was recorded in Nashville. So how did that happen?
Right. Oh, well, we've gone in and done some demos to record some songs with Hilly. Genya produced them back in 1996, and they were up from Woodstock. And the takes were the songs were coming out the way they wanted to, and it was my fault. It was all about the writing. And then it was just Hilly wanted to put it on CBGB Records. And I didn't want to go with like a small label. I wanted to try to pitch it to a major. They still had them back then. And
right.
I was trying to do that. And I said, well, I just really, CBGB's Records it has been out on tank. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to get with a real record company that's going to stay on top of it. And so we put the taping ups on hold, and then. I moved to Nashville. I mean, he only stayed in touch over the year, quite a while, and until he died. And but we never talked about those tapes. I was just kind of just sitting there. He's never finished them. And then when he died, his daughter Lisa called me and said, you just found these tapes at Dad's house, and do you want them? I said, yeah, why not? Send them up. So she sent them up to me, and I went in the studio with Ken Coomer. We listened to them and picked out the songs we could finish, but it wasn't enough for a record. And so I said, well, let me see if we can combine this. Because the Batusis had gone in and recorded a full-length record. And then Smallville went on hiatus. So it didn't come out. We were shopping that around. I mean, just kind of like getting many bites because, rock and roll is just not selling anymore. So
Right.
I thought, well, so something? I could take my songs from the Batusis record, with the songs from 97, I got, 7 songs that are good, and let's do that. So we did that.
Yeah, and it came out great, I got to say. Congratulations on that one.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have another one in the works?
Yeah, we just got done doing a digital single, and we just got done recording that, and that down here, it sounds great, and I'm real happy with it, so there's more coming. Nice.
And now you're embarking on a big world, well, kind of a world tour, right? You're going to be in Europe as well?
Yeah, I'm going to do Europe. I'm leaving Sunday to go to Amsterdam. I'm playing Hamburg, Amsterdam, and some festival up in Denmark, Goodyear Island, I think it's called.
Wow, that should be awesome.
And then I come back, do the States tour. I go back over and do some more dates in Netherlands and in Germany and Sweden, Norway, and Denmark again. And then I come back, and then we're going to be gigging around till the end of the year. We're probably going to do a West Coast run before the end of the year. And then next year, right now we're negotiating with Japan and Australia. So
wow, that's something.
Yeah, so by next year, it won't be a world tour. So.
Yeah, so where's your favorite place to tour? Like the States, Europe, where do you like playing?
Oh, Spain.
Spain. Everyone says Spain. That's you're the second person who said that.
It's great, man. The crowds are great. The food's great. It's a beautiful country. People are great. I mean, it's just a wonderful place. Other than that, I've only played like Germany and England and Italy.
Yeah.
So I've been to Spain like twice. So it's been. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with other countries over there, except I'm traveling, Right. But I'm looking forward to it. And I like traveling in Europe. I mean, I like playing in Europe right now just because it's all new. Right. There's a lot of diehard fans over there who thought they'd never seen it or get it,
Yeah, exciting. So now, you wrote your autobiography as well a few years back there. So I want to ask you, who did you hate? Who did you meet that you really hated? Can you tell us someone that you really hated?
Well, I don't know. Me and Patti Smith always kind of rubbed each other the wrong way.
Who?
I didn't really hate her. Patti Smith. I didn't really hate her. I just thought she was pretentious, But we never got along. We used to kind of rub each other the wrong way and snipe at each other.
All right, let me ask you this. Most people say she was the worst person they ever met, was Nancy Spungen. What'd you think of her?
Well, yeah, I wasn't crazy about her at all. She's the most miserable human being that I've ever met. I mean,
hey, was that you? Because in the Legs McNeil book, Please Kill Me, so I remember I read it a while back, and someone was quoted as saying she's the worst person ever. Was that you in that book saying that?
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Awesome. So
she was pretty miserable.
So now let me ask you another. On the other side, how beautiful was Debbie Harry in person back at that time?
Oh, just like your pictures.
Oh my God.
She still looks that way.
Yeah, love her. So we're gonna I'm gonna try and see you. It's September 8th. You're gonna be at the Bowery Electric in New York City, and September 11th, I'm definitely gonna see you at the Brighton Bar in Long Branch, New Jersey. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good. So are we.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll come say hello. And is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Oh, just, bring your earplugs, kids, and your merch money.
Yeah. So,
That's it, man.
yeah, so...
It's going to be loud. It's going to be good. I'm bringing my real band with me this time. So
oh, yeah, who? Tell us about your band. Who's in your band?
So I got Jason Kotwitz, who's also known as Ginch from the Bulimics. He's playing guitar. Got Chris Alana on drums. And the bass player, like Kurt Christensen, Austin bass player here in town, really good. And, I've been playing with these guys for, South by Southwest and all for about 2-3 years. And in the past year, we've been playing steady. And, I always used to do the Chuck Berry thing where I'd fly in and use a band in every town. And I was kind of like, I really want to take my band, just because it's, it's always better when you take your own band,
Yeah, of course.
And so we looked into it, and we decided we could just, doable, so we're doing it.
Nice. All right,
I think everybody will be impressed.
That's we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a great show. Anyone around when Cheetah comes to your town, get out and see him. Go to Amsterdam, get some what do they call those? Space cakes while you're there, and see Cheetah. So it's going to be a great show. So I thank you so much for calling in, and I love talking to you. You're a living legend. So let's hear it for Cheetah.
Well, thank you very much for having me, man.
Yes. All right. So I'll see you in September. Have a good tour in Europe.
See you then, man.
All right. Thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks. Bye.
Hey, welcome back live from Dennis's house. That was the great Cheetah Chrome. Talked about everything there is to know. And of course, that the worst person you ever met was Nancy Spungen. That was no shock. But did you ever meet Nancy?
No, I did not. Lucky me.
Yeah, right. So, so it was a great interview. He's going to be around town. He's a great guy, great band. Love the Dead Boys. This was their live album, Night of the Living Dead Boys, a classic album. And, I don't know what else to say. I'm definitely going to go see him September 11th. You going?
September
Okay.
11th.
What about
Long
September
Branch?
8th?
No.
That might be exciting, too. Debbie Harry might be there in
Well,
the
if
city.
you're driving, maybe I will go with you.
We'll have Nick drive.
Okay.
He's a chauffeur and engineer. And
We can
everything.
talk about that.
Yeah. So, definitely go check him out. Go get his book. I got to get that book. I've not read that book. I'm going to go check that book out, definitely. So,
And as Cheetah said, bring your earplugs and merch money.
yeah. And that's it. We're out live from Dennis's house. Check us out on the radio, TV, DennisMojello.com. Everywhere you look, we will be there.